What's up guys, it's Instaburst back again for another video, and today we have a different type of video. We have my thoughts and opinions on Beyblade Burst Turbo having no metal and the Slingshot Drivers. I'm just gonna leave a little warning. These are not good thoughts, these are not happy thoughts, these are mad thoughts. I am very disappointed, but before I go any more into it, I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna be going into detail on each part I don't like of Turbo. So just from what I've seen so far from Zanki's unboxings and from what I've heard from other people that have already bought them. So first, I'm going to be talking about no metal, because there are no metal on the Beyblade Burst Turbo bays. Then I'll be talking about the Slingshot Drivers. Then I'll be talking about how it affects the meta of competitive gameplay, how we can fix this, and examples on why my ideas will work on how we can fix this. So let's get into this. Alright, so first off, we have no metal on the layers. Now, Chozi, the whole point of it, the main gimmick, the theme of Chozi is having no metal, or Turbo is having no metal, but Chozetsu is metal. That's the whole point of it. Metal. Every bay has metal. There's not a single Chozetsu bay that doesn't. Now, it'd be one thing if it was very, very small amounts of metal, but it's not. It makes a big difference on how much the bays weigh and how they perform. With Turbo having no metal, the bays like the TT counterparts of each Turbo bay are going to weigh about double of what the bay will weigh in Turbo. For example, Wonder Valtryek weighs 10 grams, just the layer. Winning Valkyrie weighs 20 grams, just the layer. So that proves my point. Double the weight, which is just stupid, and I just don't agree with it, and something needs to change, because these bays having no metal is just dumb. And next I'm going to be going into the Slingshot Drivers. So, yeah. Alright, so here's what I have to say about the Slingshot Drivers. These aren't as bad in my opinion, but they're still pretty bad. If they were exactly the same as TT, this might make the blow a little bit worse about the metal, but they're terrible. They're just dumb. They don't work in the stadium. You can watch Zenki's video where he battles Wonder Valtryek versus some TT bays, and the TT bays actually use the rail just as much as Wonder Valtryek, which is dumb because that's the whole point of the drivers not being the same, that they work better on the rails, which already dumb. It was a pointless thing to do. Now I'm gonna be going on to like some of the changes they made, like Wonder Valtryek's driver. I don't know what they're calling it for Hasbro, but for TT it's volcanic. You can turn it to the right and it can get shorter, which is not a big deal, but it's just dumb. They didn't need to do that. One of the bigger changes that I've seen so far is Jolt. It's more of a Giga Flat now with a Jolt imprint on the bottom, which is, it's just dumb. It might be good, but even so, I'm still really not excited about it. It seems like it's going to be terrible. I don't want it. I don't think anybody else does. And now I'm going to be going on what I think, or how I think this is going to affect the meta, and some people that it's going to affect. Alright, now here is how I think it's going to affect the meta and who it's going to affect, as in like certain bladers. Now, the meta, I don't think it'll change at all to Turbo, because none of the layers are going to be good enough to stand up to any of their TT counterparts, so there's no reason to bring any Hasbro layers of Turbo. Now, the people that this is going to affect, you might not think it's a big deal, but a lot of people can't buy TT. That's their problem. Little kids, which is the majority of the Beyblade fan base, can't buy TT Beyblades because they can't buy bays online. They're not allowed to. Now, one specific person, a friend of mine actually, is Counter Genesis Productions, KJ. he buys strictly Hasbro. He has been for a long time. He doesn't have any TT bays. His entire collection is Hasbro. He has every Hasbro bay out except for the Turbo bays so far. Now for him, he wants to be a competitive blader, but he hasn't been able to for the longest time because most of the time the layers are too light because Hasbro is so far behind. But this was the one chance that he could have had a real chance to get far in tournaments. But Hasbro said they don't care, and we're gonna ruin everything for competitive bladers that use Hasbro bays. Now I'm gonna be going on to talk about how I think we can fix this problem. If we want to fix this problem, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to rebel against Hasbro. We're gonna have to make it known that we don't like this, and for them to change it. Now, the way that we're going to have to do this is that we're going to have the big Baytubers. I'm going to name drop a couple. We're going to have BBG. We're going to have Illinook. We're going to need to have JoJo. We're going to need to have Zanky. All of these big Baytubers, Kevo, BZK, everyone. We might not have to be rude about it, but we need to make our thoughts known that we don't like this. We would prefer actual metal and actual normal drivers instead of the slingshot, instead of the all plastic layers. We need to make it known. And I mean, not just big Baytubers, not just small Baytubers, because like I personally think it's not just the big Baytubers. It's not all on them. The small Baytubers need to put in work too and make sure we say we don't like this either. We need to make sure that they know nobody likes this. And then not just that, but the fans. The fans watching this, the fans watching anyone, you guys all need to make videos, comment, saying you don't like this. You need to have our back and support us, because there's no reason you should like this. And if you do, you should probably click off of this video. But now I'm going to give you an example on why this will or could work. Alright, so my only real example of why this will work and why I think it will work is because Hyperblades, Metal Fury, all the way back into MFB, we had one of the worst experiences with Hasbro where they released 40 Beyblades that had hollowed out layers, or not layers, but fusion wheels, so they didn't have their gimmicks, and no gimmicks on the drivers. So everyone was really mad about this, and I remember BBG made a song about it, like a rap saying they don't like this, and like the community really rebelled, and eventually they gave us Hyperblades. Hyperblades were the actual 40 parts, actual 40 fusion wheels, and we got what we wanted. Now all we need to do is do that again. We need to have the community rise up, say we don't like this, and make our thoughts known, and somewhat boycott them. Boycott this atrocity of what they want to call turbo. But for now, that's all I really have to say about this situation. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys agree with my opinions or don't, please leave a like or dislike, whatever. If you thought somewhat similar to me, leave a like. If you don't agree with me, leave a dislike, and tell me why you're leaving either down below, because I really want to know your guys' opinions. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.